321, hello and welcome to YQL Real Talk. And this is your monthly news and real estate digest so you can keep up to date with the local real estate and economy. Your hosts today, like always, are Kurtis Hawkins and Brett Gurr from the Real Estate One team at lethbridgerealestate.com. Today we're going to dive deep into fractional home ownership and a looming interest rate potential drop. Also, Toronto, of all places, has seen an increase in home sales compared to last February. Even Calgary home sales are up 23% and continue to rise. And despite affordability in real estate, Calgary and Edmonton's carry the most consumer debt.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy. And finally, we'll go over the monthly market real estate update for Lethbridge and see how the market is reacting, as well as our predictions for the month coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're back.
Yeah,
we missed January.
Little bit of a hiatus there. Yeah, Kurtis was off on a vacation. How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Chelsea and I went to Vietnam. So we did Thailand a couple times for our honeymoon. Then we went back. So we just thought it was time to try another Southeast Asian country. Mm-hmm. And Vietnam was amazing. Food's amazing.
Yeah.
Did food tour. We did the Chu Chi tunnels, which are like the Vietnam War tunnels.
Oh, okay, cool.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
You'll learn anything that
Claustrophobic.
the Viet Cong could fit in a tunnel this big, and you'll never see them in the jungle.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've heard good things. I've never been myself. Everybody that I've ever known that's gone there said it's just incredible, and obviously, same thing, right?
I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The best part about it, if you can get cheap flights there, once you're there, it's dirt cheap.
Right.
Like you pay $100 a night for a hotel, which is like a really horrible hotel here.
Right.
Beautiful, high-end, like most 5-star hotel you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Or we've stayed in places that were $30 a night.
Okay.
That are still nicer than
Right.
$120 a night hotel here. So,
Interesting.
yeah, it's amazing.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, we're back. We're going to go through February's numbers, being we did miss a month, and being January, probably nothing too exciting happened in that time frame. But we definitely got some interesting numbers to go over for the month of February.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, first, let's get into Toronto sales. So I don't know if you on our last podcast, I think we talked about it, that Toronto home sales are down like 80 or 20%.
Right.
And it's been the slowest that they've been since like the 2008 housing crash.
Okay.
So as of now, Toronto home sales are up. Sales were up 17.9% in February from last year.
Okay. Right.
Which, or up 12% if you factor in leap day.
And honestly, that doesn't surprise me. We've seen interest rate drops. There's certainly a
Seen interest rate
influx.
holds.
Well, we've seen some drops since
Well, I
in
guess
the
the
last
mortgage
3 or 4 months.
You're right.
you
The
know?
mortgage rates
Yeah.
have dropped. The prime rate has stayed the same.
Right.
But
Okay.
mortgages
True.
have
Mortgage
dropped.
rates have dropped. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, which is probably more important.
Which has certainly kind of sparked that buyer's market up again. Absolutely. Definitely sparked the real estate market. So I guess I'm not overly surprised by that.
Well, what they're saying here is consumers are now anticipating rate cuts in the near future. So everyone's starting to get rolling again. And we're seeing the same thing here.
Right. Yeah.
Like I've said this before, but how many people do you know that are saying, I'm waiting for the market to drop? Or for the interest
Tons
rate
are
to
waiting,
drop?
and it's like, guys, don't wait. Like right now, that extra 0.25% or 0.5% is going to cost you an extra $30,000-$40,000, and we've already seen it in the last 6 months.
Yep.
Like what you could have bought 6 months ago for X amount of money has gone up substantially from where we're at 6 months ago.
Well, there's 2 people that are out there waiting. One person is out there waiting for the interest rates to drop.
Yeah.
The other person is waiting for the housing crash.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I can tell you, waiting for both is a bad idea.
Keep waiting. Obviously, we're not professional. We're not analysts. We don't know it all. But I can't see that happening anytime soon. It's a supply and demand thing. There's just not enough right now, and that's the amazing housing issue that we have right now. And when you've got that supply and demand, the prices are just going to continue to escalate.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was the other number here? The average home price is now, like in all, average home price in all categories in Toronto, I think is $550,000 or something now too, which is No, is that
Really?
right?
I was gonna say.
That's Calgary.
Yeah,
My bad.
okay. That can't be right.
Yeah, they're way higher than that. They didn't give you the number in here,
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Next one is, there we go. Calgary home sales are also up 23%. So we're obviously seeing a trend.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's Toronto, doesn't matter if it's Calgary at the moment. There is a trend that home prices are going up. Real estate markets are picking back up. Calgary's always been very steady. And they're actually pretty hot. I wouldn't say steady. Like Ty just had a listing up in Calgary. It was listed at, they originally wanted to list at like 750, if I believe.
Right.
And they thought that if they listed at 750, they'd get a bidding war. They listed at 775, and it went unconditional for well above 775.
Yeah, it went. They had multiples. It was
16 showings in
kind
2
of
days.
Insane. Yeah. It was wild, and that's in theory should be a pretty high price range.
And that home in Lethbridge was a nice home.
Yeah.
But maybe 600.
Yeah. Okay. But still, even the idea of a $600,000 house in Lethbridge going that crazy, that many offers, that many showings. So just a testament to what the Calgary market is doing right now. It is insane. We're not seeing that in the Lethbridge market right now. Things are busy. Things are hopping. Way cheaper real estate down here.
Yep. Yeah. It's always a lot more relaxed down here, even though it is kind of a crazy market, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's that number. Across all home types, average home price was $585.
Okay.
Which is up from
in Calgary.
In Calgary.
Right. Okay.
Which is up from 10% from last year.
Crazy. Wow. Yeah.
But they're struggling with the same thing we are. So new listings were up, but inventory was down 14% from last year still.
Wow.
So just to sum up the Calgary market, lots of buyers, not a lot of inventory. There's not a lot to choose from, so prices go up.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly a crazy seller's market up there right now.
Properties were on the market for an average of 24 days.
Wow.
That's very low.
That is very, very low.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a long time, but you got to take into consideration that there are the undesirable properties that raise those averages up,
Well, and even if normally there should be a condition period, usually 2 weeks for financing or inspection.
100%.
So
yeah,
basically within 12 days, you'll get an offer, and within the next 2 weeks, should go final.
Yeah, that is unreal. So, okay. So the Alberta market is hopping. Yeah. We got another article down here.
Yep.
Okay.
So I put this one in because it's kind of interesting. This article says that Calgary and Edmontonian residents are carrying the highest consumer debt in Canada, says Equifax, which I think is crazy because, yes, Calgary is an affordable market, but it's still pretty expensive.
Right.
Edmonton is just a little bit more expensive than Lethbridge. Like, they're very close. So to see that one of the most affordable big cities in Canada, affordable housing wise, it's weird to see that they're so affordable, but yet people are still piling on debt.
Well, have you priced out what it costs to go to a Flame and an Oilers game?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
They're putting it on their credit cards.
$16 beers, like it's insane, right?
$20 beer night.
And us Canadians, we can't get enough of our hockey, so we're throwing it on the credit card. Yeah.
You heard it here first. The Calgary Flames, the Edmonton Oilers are fueling the debt
crisis in Alberta. Hey, yeah,
in Calgary and Edmonton.
100%. I could see that. A little bit more affordable to go to a Hurricanes game.
But obviously, this kind of shows you. Yes, they're still affordable, but yes, people still struggle with inflation and like everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everybody's noticed that. Well, it's crazy actually. So BC. Their gas prices are more expensive. They have higher consumer tax, HST and PST.
Yeah.
All those things are more expensive there. We're cheaper on all of those fronts.
Right.
And they're still racking up their debt. So stop it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Us Albertans like to live it up, I guess.
So.
Yep. We like our vacations. We like to live it up, I guess. So that's probably what it's attributing to.
Could be.
Who knows? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got for articles.
Okay.
So let's go through the
Yeah, some
market
interesting
update.
articles in there. That's the Toronto numbers is kind of cool. It's kind of surprising to see that bounce back.
Well, and-
maybe the media will quit screaming the roof is the sky is falling.
Yeah. And the reason why I picked these two is because, like, with Toronto, the contrast between Toronto and Calgary,
Right.
for the last couple of months, Toronto's been dead. Calgary's still been bumping. Now Toronto's bumping. Calgary, I'm assuming, is just going to get even hotter.
Yep.
And we're experiencing the exact same thing. Right?
Yeah, we are, like, as what we're seeing when we go out on the market. Those lower priced homes are going fast. If they're nice, they're gone in a couple of days. People are, they're listing them a little bit higher than where they would normally be, based on comparables, and a lot of the time they're getting it. So it's
So we just had, I had a condo for sale on the west side here. Still getting
Right.
calls about it.
Okay.
Like the YouTube
yeah.
video actually.
I also got one call about that condo.
Yeah.
as well.
The YouTube video like popped
He was
off.
not happy when he realized when I told him it went pending already.
Really?
Hello. Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, literally. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so like, I'm still getting calls on it. It's been sold now for 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
Like completely unconditional and final.
Wow.
We listed it at 225, I think it was. No, 220. Now that it's sold, I can talk about this. We listed it
Right.
at 220, and when we were first looking at it, like the sellers were happy to list it at 215.
Okay.
So I was like, this is the only. There was one other condo for sale, but it had renters in it, so they couldn't get possession. If somebody were to buy it today, they couldn't get possession till June.
Right.
So that was and it's been on the market for a while. Other than that, there was nothing else for sale in Copperwood.
Yeah.
So I said, let's try for an extra $5,000 if you guys are okay with it. And sure enough, first day we had 4 showings. So this is the contrast between Calgary and Lethbridge.
Right.
4 showings the first day. We had competing offers. This doesn't happen often, but the sellers got 5,100 over ask.
Nice.
So it was sold for 225, 100.
Yeah, and very quick, right?
First day.
It happened very fast.
First day, and then conditions were only like 3 days or something. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so they were super happy. Obviously, I'm happy. The buyer's happy. You got a nice place, but yeah, still getting calls about it.
And we're definitely seeing a spark in some of those higher end homes as well. Like there's been some bigger homes that have sold in the area.
Was our $1 million one the $1.2 million one the highest sale last month?
I believe that it is. It was in there. It's definitely in there. So yeah, we had one that went final in that 1.225 range.
Murray.
That was certainly a good one.
Murray bragged about his $1 million one the other podcast.
Oh, we got him. We got him. Yeah, exactly. We got him. And there's been other ones as well that I've been working on too, and it's really surprising that there's that much action on some of those higher end $1 million homes right now.
Yeah, 2022, there was a lot of action on them. 2023, it was kind of quieter in that $1 million price range.
Very quiet.
And now all of a sudden,
Yeah, it
sparking back up
just
again.
recently in the last couple of months. So that's definitely good. And we obviously have to take into consideration what we get for $1 million here is
beautiful homes.
$2.3 million or 2.8 in Toronto, and also 1.8, $2 million in maybe more
than that. More than
$6 million in Toronto. Yeah. So the beautiful properties, and they're starting to see some movement on that, and it's kind of good to see within the marketplace.
For sure.
The last year they were a little bit stagnant. So, okay, you want to get into some numbers then?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got homes sold numbers for the month of February were 142 homes sold. Last year, 106 homes sold. Last February, sorry. 106 homes sold, and the year average is 155. So we're definitely homes are moving.
Got 140% increase.
Yeah.
From
huge.
or
Absolutely.
not 140. Sorry, 40% increase from February. Which is still crazy.
Definitely.
Like February is supposed to be a slow month.
It is, and we had a really quick run to February this year. It just and weather. It's been okay. So the weather kind of attributed to it, but there's just
we had that big cold snap. Like almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that kept people, and that's when I got busy during the cold snap, which was weird. That cold snap hit, and my phone just didn't stop ringing during that cold snap.
Everyone gets stuck in their house, like, I got to get out of here.
Exactly. I don't know. Or our mailing list, people are sitting in front of their laptops. I got to go check out this house.
Yeah.
So who knows? Either way, things are moving, things are hopping. So average days on market, we saw 62 in the month of February. Last February was 82, and the year average is 52. So that's again really good month of February.
Yep.
Definitely low.
It's just such a contrast from last February. Right?
Yeah.
That's when interest rates started to rise and everyone started freaking out.
That was the fear, right? Oh no, they're going to 9%, they're going to 8%. And that was the fear, and that was cooling the market for sure. So now we've kind of dropped down in that area, and everybody's kind of coming back to reality. Are we going to see that 1.8 again? No, probably not. But reasonable interest rates now where we're at, still not great, but down in that. I believe the last report was 5-year fixed is now sitting at 4.74. So
yeah,
under that 5, we're decent in there. Could be better. 3.5 would be.
Well, there's another interest rate hike planned, or not hike, announcement. I think next week.
Yeah,
So
kind of.
it seems like they're just going to keep it as is.
I think so too. That's the consensus that I'm hearing as well. That's what people are saying. That the interest rate will stay the same. Of course, who knows? We'll see what they come up with, and we'll deal with that. We'll make that announcement when it comes.
In the last one that I did with Murray, there was a bunch of articles saying that the Bank of Canada says they're done hiking interest rates and they're moving towards starting to decrease them.
Right.
Still don't believe them. Not for 1 minute.
No. If their mouths are open, they're probably lying.
Yep.
Okay, so active homes on market. So February, we saw 294 homes on market. February last year was 416.
This is crazy.
426 is that average for the year. So
that's crazy.
Very low inventory.
This accounts for all homes, not even just detached.
No, it accounts for everything. So
detached
condos
is even lower.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Which is, it's absolutely insane to think that we're usually at, what was the number? We're usually at 426 and we're sitting at, not quite half, I guess, but it seems like it. There was just a bunch of new listings this week, actually, which was nice to see. But other than that, it's been a very tight market that way.
Yeah, and I've got a few people that are holding off as well, still kind of waiting for spring, and now's the time. Like, it is a great time to list your property right now because...
So, 294 total.
Yeah.
Of that, 210 are detached.
Okay.
And if I take out the pending, 161.
Wow. Yeah. That's...
So how many pending is there then? 50 pending, 49.
Yeah, it's actually kind of remarkable when you look at how many are pending, like, and they don't take long.
No.
So it's
and then you get people that call you. That guy was, you're probably like the 5th guy that guy called about that condo and finally just hung up the phone.
Yeah. He was having a rough day. I'm like, yeah, well, let's go look at some other ones. There was a couple others for sale in that same complex. So
it's funny though. You get a call like that, and then you ask them, "Are you working with Realtor?" No. Well,
right.
We could have prepared you for this. Had you been.
Exactly. And you got it right now. The best advice we can give you is work with a realtor that doesn't leave you unread. Work with a realtor that is going to get you in that property that night. Because if they're not, if it's tomorrow or Tuesday or Thursday, it's gone.
Yep. I know.
You're missing out. So
it's as many, you hear every now and again that there's, the one ornery guy that says he doesn't need to work with a realtor and they're useless and whatever. Well, all my clients have a house, and where are you?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And we've got a new CRM that's giving you an app that alerts you immediately directly to your phone. It's great.
Yeah, the app's pretty sweet.
My clients are loving it. It's fantastic. Bing, your phone rings at 2:30 in the afternoon, and there's a brand new house that just came on the market. It's fantastic.
Especially in a tight market like this. Like,
it's imperative.
You need to get them as soon as they hit the market, and then we need to go see them.
You need that edge.
I just had another a couple from Natin who are going to sell their home and move here. We looked
Right.
at about 6 yesterday. Nothing really fantastic. So I just told them, hey, you guys are in Natin. It's not a long drive. They don't mind driving. But I was like, if you need me to preview them,
Right.
and I give you the okay to come down and look, like I know what you guys are looking for, just let me know. I'll get in there right away and I'll have a look over and then make the drive down. But like, we need to freaking move because there was one we went into yesterday. Nice little bungalow on the west side.
Okay.
Original, like it was very clean, but nothing special at all. First day on the market, 5 offers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's unreal, where we're seeing a lot of it. Utilize your realtor to get you into those properties immediately. If you wait 2-3 days, they're gone.
I'm even showing, I got another client from BC that I've been doing. They're coming here next week.
Right.
But as things come up, if there's a good one, I'm doing FaceTime showings before they get here.
Absolutely.
Like the one I went into yesterday wasn't listed yet, but if I don't get you in there, by the time it's listed, it's too late.
100%. Yeah, you have to. It's imperative. So here's an interesting number. Average home price. We always follow this every time we do it. It floats, it's up and down, it's all over. Right now, we've hit, again, an all-time high of $376,597 for an average home price for the month of February. 351,045 was last February, which, if I recall, was definitely close to being up there for an all-time high. And the average in 2023 is 343,135. So
If you take out the $1 million one, does that change anything?
probably, but we're not taking that out. Guaranteed, obviously, those bigger sales, but again, it's a testament to what's happening in the market, So there was one for 750 that went final. There's one for 1.225 that went final, and now
I'm just looking. There's 2. There's 1.22 and 1.2.
Oh yeah,
Another one on Sandstone.
nice.
Yeah, big triple car garage.
There we go. So they're moving now all of a sudden, and that's big. And there's also I've got a conditional offer on one right now for in that $1 million range as well too. So they're moving, and even we were running an open house on the Cullen just recently. There was actually some
310 Prairie Arbor.
yeah,
still for sale.
Exactly. 310 Prairie Arbor, list price 1.4 million. There's action on that, So it's incredible. We're seeing that cusp of some of those higher end homes starting to come back into the game again. So it's good to see.
If I take out the 1.225 and the 1.2, stats tabular
Brings our average down to 280. No, I'm just
no 364.
364,
which is still up.
Okay, well that's still would be on
That's
our
still up.
all-time high.
Yep.
So because I think the last all-time high we had was about 363, if I recall.
Yep.
So maybe 362.
And that's taking out 2
Perfect.
big sales. So.
Okay. Yeah. So market's up. Market is definitely up.
Well, yeah. If you
Still
look at
seller's
it,
market.
did you say this 17% increase?
Yeah. That's
a
which is it's
a scary number.
It's interesting to look at the numbers, and of course, what the buyer is going to take from this is, oh, well, now's not the right time to buy. Due to our shortage that we're having, due to the supply and demand, I predict it's going to get much worse.
Well,
like
Dave Bodell from Strandville.
Yeah.
He's the new sales coordinator or sales director, I guess. He had a good line about that. Very simple, but I thought it was very profound.
Right.
And that is, it's only going to be cheaper tomorrow, or only be more expensive tomorrow.
Right. And it's what we're seeing. We're even seeing builders that are raising their prices due to lack of inventory.
Now is the cheapest it'll be. Like, think of it that way.
Exactly.
And I've said this a million times with all of my rentals. If I could rewind 5 years and buy 10 more rentals, I would have at the time, couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Still can't afford to buy 10 rentals, but if I could, I would.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, 25 years ago, 45 years ago, the trend is always the same, right?
I was having a conversation with a friend up in in Red Deer, and he was saying, we have the money saved, we want to buy a rental, but we just don't know when the right time is. oh, I don't know if we should, like what we're waiting for. And they're just like having trouble getting started doing it. And
Right.
they want to do it.
Yeah.
So they're like, our prices, what are prices going to do? Blah, 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 blah. So many excuses. And they know they're making excuses, but they just can't get their heads around it. So I said, your parents bought an acreage just outside of Red Deer for how much back in the day, 25, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
I said, 150. And I said, if they didn't do a thing to it, what's it worth now? Oh, 800. I was like, well, how many of those would you have bought in back in the day
Yeah.
if you could think
Absolutely.
of that now when you're going to retire in 40 years,
Yep.
30 years, whatever. Like how many houses would you have bought now if you could see what the future is going to bring?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? And yeah, even though the market is up, it always goes up.
The thing
There
with
are
it is
peaks and
like any investment, the longer you hold it, the better chance you have of making money on it.
Yeah,
right?
there are people that bought a house in '07, and then the housing crash came. Yeah, maybe they were upside down for.
And they sold in 2008.
Yeah, well, that was tough. If they did that, they were in tough. They might have lost $10,000 or $20,000 being in Lethbridge, but in 5 years they were up again.
Yep.
So,
And that's how it should be. Like you shouldn't know the way I see it, and even this happened in China. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but China their government used to supply all the housing and build all the housing.
okay.
And they privatized it. And when they privatized it, companies came out of everywhere and started building like crazy. And they had these big, huge apartment buildings all over the place. Now they're vacant because they built them too fast. They took deposits and pre-sold a bunch.
Oh, really?
They went bankrupt, and now there's just vacant cities all over the place.
Oh, wow.
So the Chinese president came out and said, housing is for people to live in, not an investment.
Oh, yeah. Right. Interesting.
So, in my opinion, yes, you can still buy a house to rent them, obviously, but buy it for long term. Don't be buying it for short term gains.
Yeah,
Like, that's just
absolutely.
going to lead to disaster.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, one final statistic we have here: average list to sale price is month of February was 98.5%. This time last year in February was 97.8, and the year average is 97.4. So those homes are going fast. They're going near asking price.
Yeah, this number is always very tight. It's always around that 97, 98%. But
Yeah.
just those little changes shows you how much the market changes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a good indication of where you're at. So if you're going to that home and it's listed for 360 and you're like, I want to come in at 310, probably wasting your time, but either way, your realtor will help you, show you the comparables, go through with you what would be a reasonable offer. Obviously, a good realtor is certainly going to be looking after your best interest in getting you the best possible price on that home. But a lot of factors that play in are you going to be in competition?
Yep.
If that is the case and that is what's happening, a good realtor will have tricks up their sleeve to help you get that home within competition. So utilize them. Okay. All right. Anything else? Just overall, how's the market doing? What's your take on how the market's going?
Again, listings. Like if you're looking to sell, like let's go. We'll get you top dollar right now and quick. Like it's almost like headache free. As
Yeah.
long as you have a good listing and you want to price it accordingly, your house will definitely sell quick. One of the questions I get from a lot of people, and I had before I was a realtor, I couldn't get my head around it. When you see all these houses getting put on the market and the condo, perfect example.
Yeah.
They're like, well, did you price it too low? Because it went over ask. And it's like,
It's always the case.
I know, but it's like totally the opposite. Whereas like, did you price it too low is the question. The answer is no, because if you priced it, let's say we priced it at 225 or it sold at, or what you think I'm going to get 225 at the end of the day, let's price it at 235.
Right.
Then there's some negotiation range. It'll sell for 225. If we would have priced it at 235, it would have been ghost town.
Right.
Nobody would have seen it. They wouldn't come in because it's going to be too overpriced. We would have had to sit on it for 60 to 90 days,
Yeah.
reduce the price back down to 225, and then people start come and look, and then they negotiate off that 225, and now you're below what you would have gotten originally.
Exactly.
Right?
There's that magic number. That pricing is lucrative, and getting that frenzy started and getting lots of people in, lots of interest. If you go too high in this market, you might still catch it, but it's difficult. You're kind of putting yourself up for disappointment. If you price it perfectly, you'll get lots of people interested immediately, and it can go crazy. You can get 4 or 5 offers within the first 24 hours, and that's when things go crazy. That's when people start going over ask, and that's when you start getting good money, and it's sold quickly because you can pick the best. If you get one offer that's unconditional, perfect. Let's run with that one, right? So if you price it too high, you might not have ever got that offer.
Exactly.
Right? So
and there's more than just price to it, like you mentioned. Like there's conditions.
There absolutely,
right?
Yeah, you bet. There is conditions. There's possession dates. If somebody wants to give you $2,000 or $5,000 over ask, they're looking for an August possession. We don't want that. That's not a good offer, right? So
and
there's tons of variables.
There's so many variables that come into it, especially when you get. Let's say you get a backup offer. You priced it correctly. Now you got an offer and a backup offer.
Right.
The first offer comes in, does an inspection, and wants the paint touched up and this, and you can basically say, well, they got a backup offer. We're not doing a thing.
Lift your condition, and again, a good agent is going to drive for those backups.
Maybe we're giving out too many, too many tips out
too
here.
Many
There's
secrets.
Too many realtors listening to us.
Right, exactly. Other realtors don't listen to this. Right. But again, I've held open houses after we've accepted offers, and the clients are always like, don't kick us out of our house. We don't want to leave our house. We've already got an offer accepted. But it's like, I get that, guys, but I understand that we have a way better option of getting a backup offer if I run an open house. And a lot of agents sometimes might not be willing to do that as well, too.
We are hired to sell the house. We're not hired to get an accepted offer.
Yes, exactly. And we're also hired to get you the premium dollar for your property. And if that means running an open house after it's already gone accepted, or just to drive for a backup.
Same thing, getting more showings in.
Exactly.
We got an offer. They want to show it. Bring them in.
Yep, you bet. Okay. So listings, definitely a hot market.
Out of 10, give the market a rating.
I'd say 9, because on the listing side of things are hot. It's pretty wild out there right now.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got to have that edge. So I 9 out of 10.
Yeah, if I was looking to sell, I'm not because I just moved. But if I was, I'd be like right now. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah, you bet. No, it's definitely hot right now.
And predictions coming up into the spring.
The
spring, this month.
Yeah,
March.
If they hold rates, I think we're still going to see a crazy boom in the market. If they drop rates,
crazier,
even more crazy.
So Brett's predictions are crazy or crazier.
Yeah, it's a madhouse. It could. That's my prediction. Barring any unforeseen crazy thing that could happen in the world. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I get a lot of people. I've got quite a few buyers that I'm working with right now. They have been waiting. I think the consensus is, I think everybody has more buyers than they have listings right now throughout the industry.
Yeah.
And that is driving the market crazy, insanely. So crazier.
For sure. There was, I think I had 7 Strandvilles listed come January. Only got 1 left. And now we just relisted 2 more, so that helps. But
that right there is a crazy indication of where the market is at too, right?
Yeah.
When because there's always a bit of a correlation between the housing prices of brand new builds versus older builds. The brand new ones are always just a little bit higher, but when they're flying off the shelf too, that's a testament to what's happening in the market right now.
Yep.
When those are going crazy hot, and of course, our marketing is the best, but but either way, it definitely helps for sure.
Well, and looking at the stats, I kept saying this. I should look at what it is right now. But Copperwood, I think there were some new listings finally.
Right.
But we've been sitting at around 15 listings in all of Copperwood.
Yeah.
Which is the highest, the biggest neighborhood and the highest turnover in Lethbridge.
Right. Yeah.
To have only 15 listings is insane. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So if you're looking to list, reach out. we can definitely help you out there. But
Let's see what Copperwood's at. I also live in Copperwood, so I'm always nosy. Yeah.
Right.
15, including pending.
crazy.
Active, 13.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's pretty insane. That's pretty crazy.
2 of them are condos. The rest are detached. And I bet you, let's see, that one's new.
They're probably all over 500,000.
That one's new. That one's used. Okay, 2 used. Or resale. 3. 4. 4 resales. The rest brand new.
Really?
5.
Wow.
5. Yeah, so
That
out of
is-
15, 2, this happened last time.
Holy.
2 are condos, 5 are resale, and the rest new.
Crazy.
So
Unreal.
New or nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
There is a beautiful triple car Stranville that's left on Miners Road.
There is.
Is
Is that 31?
Yep, 31 Miners
Right.
Road, which is the West Hill floor plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love those high ceilings. They're
Well, everybody loves triple car garage.
well, yeah, that's that too, you know.
There was 2 on
Yeah.
that street.
Yeah.
We had 3 triple car garages on the west side.
Right.
Most expensive one sold first. The second most expensive one sold first. So now there's one. It was a good deal. $589.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Call for a showing. We'll
Yep.
get you in there. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. I'm good.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this month's monthly market update. As always, if you guys want to see more of these, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe on Spotify if you're listening there. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Perfect.
Goodbye.
Have a great one, guys. Cool. That was good. I like that.